Alright everybody, so Iran has finally released a video claiming they have the pallets full of Obama's $400 million ransom money, and I have a video which I believe made it through Twitter through Hadi Neely out of something called TW or Tai Webion or Webius. I really can't tell because the video logo is kind of grainy, but this seems like it's absolutely true, and it seems like this might actually be something worth watching. So this is what's really going on in the real world, folks. Hang on one second, gotta get my computer working. Here we go. So here it is.
جمهوری اسلامی برای مبادله پیشنهاد گرانی داشت. آزادی 7 ایرانی زندانی در آمریکا، 1 میلیارد و 700 میلیون دلار پول و خارج شدن اسامی 16 ایرانی که به بهانه آمریکا، 1 میلیارد و 700 میلیون دلار پول و خارج شدن اسامی 16 ایرانی که به بهانه نقض تحریم‌های ظالمانه داشت. آزادی 7 ایرانی زندانی در آمریکا، 1 میلیارد و 700 میلیون
They have sent me in, or whatever the hell he said, is the 400, I believe. $1 million pool. Hang on, let's see what he says. For admissions, or I don't know that word. Remember, I'm only trying to make it from what I know based on like other languages and stuff.
که به بهانه نقض تحریم‌های ظالمانه در فهرست تغییر غذایی آمریکا قرار گرفته بودند. اما این همه خواسته ایرانی‌ها نبود. خروج بانک سپاه از
Alright, that has nothing to do with this. I think that's the embassy. So anyways, here it is. Video Iranian state TV broadcast footage of the $400 million pallets of cash from the Obama administration. An Iranian BBC reporter, Hadi Neely, posted video footage on Twitter allegedly showing the pallets of cash, but I only saw one pallet. Paid to release the Americans. The footage was originally part of the Iranian documentary several months ago, February 15th. The Obama administration contradicts that the payments was basically not related to the release of the hostages, even though the payment was made on the same day Iran freed the hostages. I'm not even going to ask you what you think, because I already know what I think. And this is the way I've always viewed America's war on terror and not negotiations, and having no negotiations with terrorists and having no paying of ransom. America, instead of paying the $400 million worth of ransom, should have leveled Tehran. Literally. We should have went over and we should have leveled Tehran. I would never have paid $400 million to ransom Americans. You're going to think that's highly cruel, but America does not negotiate with terrorists. America does not pay ransom. Unfortunately, the Obama administration has flipped the policy. That's not my concern. But basically, what I would have said is, if those men and women are not released within X amount of days, alive, well treated, yada, 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 for every additional week they are not released, well, you will lose a major city in your country. And then I would write all the world leaders and I'd say, I'm going to do this, and you are either going to storm the compound and get my men back, or you are going to aid in, the destruction of a major city every week that these men and these women in these countries do not release my citizens. And that is exactly what I would do. And say, for every dollar we have that you have funded terrorism, we will do X, we'll do Y. But now that you've taken American hostages, you will lose one of your major cities every week until they are released. And say the first city you will lose is your capital, Tehran. And that would be that. There would be no negotiations. And I would say, you know what? It's been 2 weeks. Guess what? Tomorrow morning, you will lose 2 major cities. And whether there's a mushroom cloud or a carpet bomber that goes over, that would be that. And guess what would happen? The country would implode, and then those leaders would be taken out by their own people because they would think that that is absolutely insane. So I would cause a regime change within the country. And then America would stand for, not negotiating with terrorists and not paying ransom. And I would rather see the city that those hostages are in brought down and those men killed, than to pay the money and negotiate with those terrorists. I would have Delta teams and everything obviously on the ground looking at everything beforehand. And hopefully we'd get them out beforehand. But if not, then we'd basically take on major cities and just wipe them out. That is how I believe America should have done it. And that is how I believe Obama should have done it. You've kept them 2 weeks. 2 of your major cities will be gone by next week. And that would be that. I'd give the command to move the nukes or the major armaments, and they would lose 2 cities in the next day or 2. And that would be that. They would be on the phone saying, "We are sorry. Please, dear God, please stop this. This is madness." And all of our cities have been overrun by our own people trying to overthrow our own government because they no longer think we have the ability to keep, this up. We are sorry, we are sorry. We will now release your hostages. Okay. And then for about 50 years or so, guess what happened? Nobody would dare kidnap Americans, especially by government. And nobody would dare to ask us for ransom money.